So this has been kind of a hot topic going around the NBA community and the basketball community in general. Not anything related to basketball, but consuming the product or accessing the product, you feel me? I've seen videos from guys like Dreamers Pro and The Flight Mike discussing this, and I'm about to give my 2 cents on it as well. Let's talk about the whole thing about the NBA just streaming 7 days a week. Now, before we get into some backstory, let's give a moment of silence for the NBA on TNT. Thank you very much. All right, so the NBA in July of 2024 finalized an 11-year, $76 billion media rights deal with Disney, NBC Universal, and Amazon Prime Video, effective from this upcoming NBA season to 2035-2036. Obviously, that means the NBA on TNT is dead. Rest in peace. But it introduces a new structure for broadcasting games and essentially putting the games on streaming services. And obviously, this was met with some mixed reactions from fans within the NBA community and fans of basketball in general, because a lot of people use Stream East, and then, the inconsistent news about Stream East being dead or not. A lot of people are saying Stream East is dead. A lot of reports are saying Stream East is dead, but some people are saying Stream East is back up. I use Stream East too, especially when I'm at work. Oh, whoops, I might get in trouble for saying that. But regardless, this was met with some mixed reviews from people in the NBA community, especially since it's not as easy to stream or have access to NBA games, I should say, with the League Pass being expensive as is. But let's just look at the new broadcasting format for the NBA this upcoming season. If some of y'all are curious about it, here it is. Sundays will be ABC and then NBC/Peacock. Monday will be exclusively on Peacock. Tuesday will be NBC and Peacock. Wednesday will be ESPN. Thursday will be Amazon Prime. Friday will be Amazon Prime and ESPN. And then Saturday will be Amazon Prime and ABC. Now, I may have read something about it, and I think there are a lot of videos that cover this. But for the Thursday night games especially, and then the Sunday games, wouldn't that kind of conflict with what's going on with football right now? Because football, they have the Thursday night games on Prime. And everybody knows you can look at the Sunday night games on NBC as well. Now, that's what I'm very curious about, and I can see why a lot of people are not taking this well, especially since the NBA starts in the middle of the NFL season anyway, when NFL has full momentum over a lot of viewers right now. And now you have streaming services that kind of overlap, especially with Amazon Prime games being on Thursday and then everything else being on Peacock on like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Now, while I am, for one, very fortunate and blessed to have these streaming platforms, I can understand why a lot of people are frustrated with this, because let's look at the prices of streaming services per month. When it comes to the NBA League Pass, obviously we all know it's $9.99 per month, and I think it's $119 a year or some crazy number like that. And then obviously I don't have YouTube TV, but I have Hulu. YouTube TV costs around $79.99 a month. Hulu plus live TV costs range from $81.99 to $95.99 per month. Peacock will be either $199 annually or $10.99 per month. And obviously, if you have an Amazon Prime membership, it will only cost $14.99 per month, and it will come with Prime Video as well. And by the way, y'all, I did get some of the prices wrong, so forgive me. But regardless, when you add all that stuff up, bro, which I did right here on my phone calculator, the total will amount to $429.96. Think about that, bro. The average NBA fan who wants to patronize the product will have to pay $430+ plus tax, if anything, to access the NBA. Bro, that's higher than your average paycheck. That's probably that's as high as your car mortgage. Whatever the case may be, wherever y'all are at, that's how much y'all have to pay. And that is mind blowing in a bad way as well. Because look, I am blessed enough to afford these streams, and partially because my dad also works, and so he's able to afford it. So we are very fortunate and blessed to have those type of platforms, and we're able to stream the games the way we do. But I understand why people are voicing their discontent with this stuff, bro. And I actually read an article from this website called MSN where they talk about Charles Barkley lashing out at the NBA for making fans pay for streaming services. For some context, y'all, he was on a podcast with Bill Simmons, and they talk about a whole variety of things, I'm pretty sure. But I'm reading this off of MSN right now. So this article says the NBA has joined in on the age of streaming when it comes to how the league distributes games to its fans. And one of the most outspoken analysts on television is enthralled with the way Commissioner Adam Silver and company are approaching this new model. Charles Barkley has never been one to shy away from drama, and this time, the Inside the NBA pundit has called out the NBA for putting its games on streaming services that make it more difficult for fans to watch their product on a weekly basis. I'm not going to play the full clip here, but essentially Charles said that the NBA doesn't give a crap about its fans. And let me paint a picture for y'all on why Charles Barkley thinks this could be a huge problem for the NBA. So let's say y'all on here watch NBC. I bet you guys watch NBC for shows like The Voice and for most of us Sunday Night Football, right? Some of these games on the NBA are not going to be on NBC on Sling. You're going to have to rely on Peacock for that. And Charles Barkley said that that's going to be presenting a huge dilemma for the NBA and its fans. And both Charles and Bill Simmons both agree that the NBA is not going to care about its fans as long as they rake their profits in. And that $77 billion deal that the NBA signed with all these new partnerships is set in stone. I don't think there's any incentives. Maybe there is. Correct me if I'm wrong. But regardless, the NBA is going to see a lot of guaranteed revenue. And many other figures like Gilbert Arenas and Legend of Winning have also come out and criticized the NBA for its new schedule and its lack of accessibility to games too. And then you also add on top of that, bro, the fact that we can't even watch our local teams. I can't watch Laker games, or even though I'm not a Clippers fan, if I wanted to catch a Clippers game, I have to go on like cable or something. Like I can't go on streaming platforms. I cannot use League Pass for that because they're going to black out the damn games unless I watch TNT Overtime or whatever the heck they're going to use for NBC Peacock. Maybe they'll have that other overhead thing that they did with TNT Overtime. And speaking of blackouts, this does nothing to help solve the blackout bullcrap that they've been putting out for years. Obviously, the MLB is also guilty of this too. The NFL, not so much. We've been actually seeing our local teams like the Rams and the Chargers play. But when it comes to the MLB and the NBA, for some reason, if you're nearby Los Angeles, or let's say you're in NorCal, right? Like let's say Fresno, and you want to watch a Golden State Warrior game, you cannot watch that unless you're nearby the arena for some odd reason, because I don't know. I always hated that blackout rule, y'all, but it's just like this does nothing to solve that. Even if we wanted to stream our favorite teams, we're still going to have that issue. That's why a lot of people have used StreamEase. Hell, I have used StreamEase, like I said. And one last thing before I let y'all go. This is a lot of people's concern, and this is partially my concern as well. With the NFL season underway, obviously we had two great games the past couple nights. The Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills on Sunday night, and last night's game between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. I hope y'all tuned into those games. I sure did. Those two games were very fun to watch. Anyways, with the NFL season underway, and then you have the World Series in mid-late October, you have the NBA season starting around that time as well. So with the NBA's new schedule, it overlaps with everything else that's going on. And a lot of people are already advocating that, the season should be pushed back to, let's say, December or Christmas. Like, let's look at the 2020-2021 season. That season started when? December 23rd, 2020. The NFL season was coming to an end, and then you had the NFL playoffs going underway around that time as well. A lot of people are already advocating for that. I wouldn't be against it, even though I do like the NBA season starting in October, because it adds the fun and excitement of sports, especially with basketball, baseball, and football being my top three favorite sports out there. But even after all that, the schedule that I just named y'all earlier, with Monday games being on Peacock, Tuesday Peacock, Wednesday ESPN, Thursday Prime, Friday Prime, all that other stuff, that type of schedule is more suited for January through the end of the season, not once the NBA season starts, because again, a lot of people are tuning into the World Series, a lot of people are tuning into football. So unless you're a diehard basketball fan like I am, because I love watching basketball, I love watching the NBA, I love updating you guys on what the heck is going on in the offseason, I love watching NBA TikTok and all that other stuff. There's a lot of people that would rather watch football on Sundays. There are a lot of people that would rather tune into the MLB postseason. I, for one, will be locked into the MLB postseason. And even though I will watch basketball regardless, I will watch the NBA regardless of the schedule, and regardless if the World Series is going on or the NFL season is in full swing, I do understand why people are upset at this. They feel like the schedule overlaps too much, and there's a major cluster F when it comes to pricing too. Fans should not have to pay $400+ to access the sport they love. They want to watch their favorite teams, right? So it shouldn't come at a major hefty price. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I can understand why a lot of fans are upset at this. And I do believe that corporate greed is going to be the death of the sport that I enjoy watching, and that sucks. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is an overreaction by fans? Do you guys like the new scheduling? Do you hate it? Let me know your guys' thoughts about the streaming services below. And again, if you have some random NFL or MLB takes, don't be afraid to comment them down below. I'm a Dodger fan. If you guys want to, torment me because we absolutely choked in that game in Baltimore, feel free to let me have it in the comments, man. But again, whatever you guys' thoughts, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, let's enjoy this season, I guess. That's the end of this video. I'm X. Deuces.